the room wall, if you don't mind. That kind of lights up.
Turn the lights up on it.
Okay.
On a float.
Oh, you get comfy chairs here. Comfy chairs, since I don't know why those Kleenexes are all over the place, but I'll move them for you. Yeah, room is open now. This is fine. Sure? Yep. Put those there for now. Okay. I'll take this chair if that's okay with you guys. Okay. So what's going on?
Alright, well I was walking back to my place to meet up with her there right after her school.
Where are you meeting at?
Well I was walking down from my parents' place, which is on Pine Street.
Okay. Where at on Pine?
936 Pine Street.
Okay.
That's where I originally started.
Mm-hmm.
And I walked all the way down the length of Pine Street, turned south, and then I started heading, I was on the sidewalk going up Filer Street.
Okay.
And pretty much right after I turned the corner to get on Filer Street, are you familiar with the area? The house that was right on my side of the street there, which was the north side of the street, someone came out the door there and a couple dogs, rushed out of the house along with them.
Sure.
The two dogs started rushing over towards where I was at, I was coming up the sidewalk on Filer. The lead dog was pretty much aggressive, barking, and was really running right towards me. So I put pretty much a defensive posture, and when he got real close to me, I didn't move towards him, but I did a swift kick, and I got him right on the side of the head. Oh, pretty good with my thing there, still on the sidewalk, of course. And he deflected away there, and he lost a little bit of his interest there in trying to get me. The other dog kind of backed off too there, and I was keeping my eyes on them to see that they didn't, because they were off now to the north of me. I was looking over there.
Where was the owner at?
The owner, I didn't really keep track of him until right when he was upon me, like the dogs were almost. I was looking at the dogs there and, seeing whether they were both right over here on me, so I was keeping an eye on them.
And you're still in front of 815?
I'm not in front of it. I'm pretty much, if you look at the house, I'm probably about 20 yards before it. There's like a
20 yards.
There's a blank, 20 yards east.
Okay.
There's like a blank lot before that, there's a there. And then, all of a sudden I look around because I catch something on the thing with that, and there's the owner rushing at me. And he, let's see, can I use you as an example there without seriously hurting you and without even touching? He comes out there, and I think one of his, it felt to me like one of his hands were like in a fist, and the other one was like pushing. I don't think, it just seemed that way. He came up and, I'm not going to touch it or scroll, but he did like that real hard there and says, hey, don't kick my dogs. He was upset because I kicked his dog pretty severely too, because, I was in fear of my life, effectively, for this guy. My parents were mail carriers, and I know that they've been attacked by dogs before and got the worst of it. So I did my own self-defense while on the sidewalk, and that these dogs being on a leash.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of taken aback by that. I kind of had my thing turned, so I don't feel anything right now, but it was kind of abrupt at the time, and I then assumed a defensive posture and said, hey, what's going on there? Your dog just assaulted me, and now you just assaulted me. And we talked a little bit more there. He calmed down a little bit, but he was still, a little bit adamant. Well, you don't kick my dogs there. And I said, I was walking down the street there, and then you come up and you did just what your dogs did.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much, I just kept on walking down the street there at that point. They were walking away from him and said, hey, you want to talk, if you want to, strike me in the back now as I'm walking away, go ahead. It's pretty cowardly the way you just attacked me without, even giving me any heads up.
So he calmed down, but he was still kind of...
Yeah, he was a big guy. He was a big guy, but if he actually wanted to start something, he probably could have, been a serious foe. But I've never seen him before.
You don't know who he is?
I don't know who he is.
But he came running out of A15.
He came out of the A15 house, which they have the nameplate on their Chevalier. And I looked in when I got home, I looked on the city website there and noticed it was registered to Marie Chevalier. They didn't have any guy's name there, so I don't know if it's a boyfriend or relative, but he, I asked, hey, do you live at this house? And he didn't say yes or no.
Okay, he could be a friend, we don't really know them, right?
Yeah, it could be a friend, could be a relative, I don't know.
What do you look like?
He was probably between the ages of 40 and 50, I would guess. He had a full beard. Part of it was white.
Brown, black?
His hair?
No, yeah, beard and hair.
The beard, his hair, I think it was kind of brownish, like.
Brown with white?
Yeah, brown, a little bit white.
You forgot red.
Seemed a little bit, I think it was, I can't remember exactly, but I think it was a little bit grizzly too, it's kind of like a little curly.
Okay, how big was he?
He's probably about 6 foot.
Okay.
He was a little bit more beefier than me, probably. I don't know, probably around 240, but he wasn't fat. He was just kind of bulky.
Okay. And what was he wearing?
Ooh.
I like the jersey. Blue pants and like a tan shirt or something.
I don't know. I never really figured that out. And I've never really devoted that to my memory. I think it looked kind of like just regular clothes, blue jeans and probably a
White or tan shirt.
I'm thinking a.
When you say probably, it happened so fast, didn't really...
Yeah, it's kind of, it happened so fast there, you had the fight or flight thing with the dogs first, and then you had the fight or flight thing with him there, and, I remember his face and everything, but, I think he was wearing like like one of those, fleece shirts, not fleece shirts, but one of those ones with collars that, usually come in like various colors.
Like flannel?
Flannel, yeah, that's kind of like it. Flannel shirt.
Blue jeans, flannel shirt.
Yeah. So, don't quote me on that part of it.
Okay. What time did all of this happen?
This was
right
around
before I got home from school. But I called you and I think...
That was just not too far after that. It was around 3:15, 3:20.
And now you stopped and talked to him for a little bit when you calmed down. What did you guys talk about? Or just, you said don't hit my dogs, what, do you live here? Anything else?
Yeah, not much else there. I was, willing to get out there with, my self intact, with either him or the dogs going after me. After he started approaching me, I was worried about them getting to help him out. But beyond, asking him, about whether he lived at the house, kind of chiding him for, attacking me. And that there wasn't much else beyond me saying that, hey, did you just assaulted me, and that's pretty much it.
So it was a quick conversation, and you just turn around and leave?
No, I kept going the same way I was going.
Okay.
Which was west.
Okay.
So I went by his house, just to get the address on it, and I noticed the Chevalier plate, and continued on my merry way.
Sure. 2 dogs. What kind were they? Do you know?
They were mid-sized to large black dogs.
I was thinking black dogs might be black lab.
Yeah, they might be lab or lab mix or some sort. I'm not an expert on dog breeds, so I just know their size. They were full black, and they were not on leash and aggressive.
Growling, barking, snarling.
They didn't get to the snarling point. They're barking and aggressive. The tails were down as I was coming. The secondary dog there that never got to me there was coming at me, not barking as much as the first one. It was secondarily aggressive. Probably just taking after the other one. But the first one was very aggressive. If I stood my ground there, he was going to be right up on me.
Okay. And then after you kicked it, what did they do after that?
The one back went towards the side, towards the open lot there, and more over towards this way, heading north. And the other one kind of went over here and was, kind of, thinking about what to do. He was more thinking what was attention was diverted, so I couldn't see necessarily whether this guy was, following the dogs or
So when he got up, how long between you kicking the dog in the head and how long did it take for him to get up to you?
Probably just, like I said, he came out the door at the same time the dogs did. The dogs bolted out in front of him and went towards my area there. I kicked the dogs there. They went over there. It was probably, I don't know, maybe 3 seconds that he was there. It was like,
So
I kicked the dog, and then he did that. Yeah, well, he came into me. I could feel that he was, he didn't stop right in front of me and then push me. He actually ran into me and
Did you
pushed
say anything
me.
else? Feel like he's gonna beat you up or anything? Or was it just, hey, don't kick my dogs?
It was pretty much that. Yeah, he was just upset that he kicked the dogs there. But the part I'm worried about, I myself, I didn't get seriously wounded. I don't think there. I doubt whether my back will feel the pain from it, but I'm worried that, other kids, neighborhood kids and other things like that will be walking by there.
I'm walking my kids right by that house. I don't understand.
Get either assaulted by the dogs or by the owner of the dogs. And so that's my main concern there, and of course I walk by that when I go over to my folks' quite often, so I'm worried about future instances too.
Understandable. Okay, so, in regards to assault charges, yes?
Yeah, because, he did, without any sort of provocation besides, taking the dogs there, my self-defense. And, he didn't give me no warning at all. That's unacceptable, if he said, hey, and that would be a little bit more acceptable, but, he just came right on me and did a sneak attack, pretty much.
Sure. Did he say anything to the dogs when they were running loose?
I don't remember anything.
Okay. Anything else big I need to know? I'm gonna go try to track this fellow down and find out who he is and get inside of the story.
I don't know. I don't think of anything right offhand here.
Caucasian male?
Caucasian.
Okay. Okay.
And, yeah, I gave you the size and so.
Okay. Tom, right?
Yes.
Thomas? I need.
The birth certificate says Thomas. I usually go by Tom.
I need birth certificate stuff.
Okay.
Middle name?
Mitchell.
And the last name is R-O-T, and 1 T or 2 T's?
2 T's.
2 T. GTA?
Date of birth?
March 26th, 1964.
I was thinking 1961.
And your
What
address?
is that?
137 East Allen.
How does that whole thing work? That residence? Because you got the big building on the one side. Is that all just one? Is that all 137?
Yeah, it's all 137.
They just put up into apartments, or is that just the one?
It used to be apartments. My brother decided there was a lot of extra expenses in doing apartments, with a bunch of different insurances they had to get, the zoning and everything costing a little bit more as far as that. And so he did the math there and he figured out all the extra aggravation and expense of renting there would be cut off, and he pretty much had it bought at that time. So it's pretty much a single family housing right now.
I was always curious about that whole two-story side there.
It's got a good history. I don't know if you know the history of it, but it used to be what's called a commercial hotel.
Oh.
And it had about 16 different units upstairs, up top in the brick area.
Wow.
And it used to be used by people who worked on the boats as kind of an overnight stay there. They come there, they have a nice little communal bathroom up there where they take showers and go potty, and then they have these little nooks. You can still see the areas where they would have it up there. They were not that big. They were probably about 8 foot wide and maybe 12 or 15 feet deep. Each of it was just enough for a bed and nightstand and a couple other amenities there for just sleeping.
Interesting. Thank you. I've always been curious. So, how about a phone number I can reach you at?
690.
Okay.
8214.
Okay. Well, protocol for this kind of assault complaint is not in progress. We're there to view it. What I'll do, I'll talk to the suspect if I can get a hold of him, see if I can't locate him.
Okay.
I'll go and knock on neighbors' doors, see if they saw the incident take place, see if I can get their side of the story, if there is one, hopefully. And then what we'll do is we'll send it up to the prosecutor's office, request a warrant, and if he accepts and goes from there.
Okay. I just thought it should be reported because I don't want this guy, if this guy is aggressive towards other people that come by his thing there to just defend themselves.
And I may know, I don't know if we'll have a past history of this kind of stuff or not, but we'll evaluate that once we get there. But first and foremost, we'll be making sure that those dogs get secured and make sure that it doesn't happen again. And then the rest will be in the prosecutor's hands from there.
Okay.
Any questions for me?
Let's see. Well, just one more thing that I didn't really mention. I didn't see anybody else out at that point, because it's kind of cool there, and there's sometimes around this time of the day there, you might have like school kids going away from school.
Sure.
But I didn't see any of those. There was one person heading. They probably were too far out to see. But yeah, there's a couple neighbors that could have possibly seen it from the windows across the way there.
That's what we're gonna hope for. Usually this kind of thing people don't notice, but no, I can figure it out.
Sometimes even I come walking out that way. I don't know.
It'd be hard to catch school kids if school kids don't want to report if we don't know who they are,
Yeah, there might be, of course, people that heard something outside, when he started coming up and raising his voice. They might have heard that.
Did you raise your voice as well?
I raised my voice there, I said some things there that, that didn't insult his heritage or nothing, but, I was kind of upset with him for pushing me.
Sure.
If I can remember those, I would like to put him down, but, but, it's one of those times where you just get snuck attack on and you're wondering what the heck, what's going on here. I realize I kicked the dog there, but,
And actually, you kicked the dog out on your bike because there was a dog on our street. Remember when we were coming down and we were riding our bikes, and it was you, then me. It was during the summertime we were riding our bikes down one hill, and this big black dog came attacking you and bit your something or kicked him in the stomach, and he went down that. He got out of the
Now
ground.
you're going to make him think that I have a...
Yeah, dogs are going to have it, huh? Any other incidents you want to talk about where you kick dog?
Oh.
No, this is the only one I remember.
You haven't been to the animal shelter lately, have you? Here's my card. If you have any questions, call me. I'm going to do my best to get a hold of this guy tonight. If I can't, hopefully... Hopefully they answer the door. If they don't answer the door, we're kind of in trouble at that point. I'll keep trying to get a hold of them. If you have questions, call me.
Okay.
If I learn of anything more, I'll give you a call. I'll let you know.
All right, sounds good.
Been nothing.